We've got 1100 left, did you say?
Well, you're at 35,903, you've got 37. So, by my calculations, basically 1100 left. That's not good.
That's better. That's better. Rolling around the house.
How much did we give the Pauanui Sports and Recreation Clubs again?
We gave
10, was it?
the 10. So, going back to the two that you said about the GMP and re-look at those two, because I'm not sure that who's actually has a lot of budget because they've slashed quite a lot.
Right, okay.
That's you meant.
Yeah,
Out of the two, that's the Tairua-Pauanui half marathon and what was it, the
Trail.
Spirit?
The trail, no, the trail.
Oh, the trail, right.
Could you just start from the top of this thing and just go down lots of...
Sure.
No, that's good. How we start.
Okay, so the Elam Church 500, here in Friendship Club 1000, Coromandel Coastal Walkways 500, Sports and Rec Club 6.5, Central Kids 200, Heritage Society 500, Pauanui Library 1000, Environmental Society 500, Tairua Information Centre for the Centre on the Pepe 2000, 1793 for the CCTV cameras for Tairua, the Tairua Residents Ratepayers 500, Tairua-Pauanui Promotions 10,000, Pauanui Neighbourhood Support Group 2,543, 0 for the RSNZ BCA, Trail and Tides 1,500, the Marine Reserve Trust 0, Pauanui Community Office 3.5, Valleyful Whitianga 0, Spirit of Adventure 0, Tairua Community Hall 367, Pauanui Half Marathon 1,500, Tairua Rugby Sports Club 1,500.
So we could move the
Can we read this?
half marathon up to say 2,000. Two that we looked at.
Yep.
The half marathon up and the
Trail of Tides.
Yeah, I agree.
Both them up to 2,000.
Yeah,
Is that what we're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
What's the recommendation?
What's left now?
What's left now is
Is that two?
$97.
How much?
$97.
Oh.
Party, party, party.
Put it on the bar.
It's got to be short.
You don't have to spend the $97. It can
Could we
it
leave
just
that-
goes into the coffers.
Can we leave the $97 sort of in hand? No,
No.
we'll spend today.
It's either going to be spent today or it goes into the retained earnings.
Oh, no, we can't have it go on just
Retained
today.
earnings.
It'd be hour an hour.
Would it be for us?
Yeah, it retains, it goes into your retained earnings.
Could we do that?
Yeah, yeah, don't want to spend the $97 now, you don't have to.
Tairua Information Centre. Annual.
1793.
Yeah.
Could we give
Tairua
slightly more
Ratepayers,
to
next one down,
the,
500.
We've only got $97 in
And 10,000 for the Tairua.
yeah, I think if that
And
could go
then
to the
2,523 for the
earnings.
Pauanui Neighbourhood Support. Nothing for the next one.
It was the marathon.
And the next one, the Tairua Trail,
Trail.
2,000.
the tail.
And nothing for the next one. And 3
And so long as it
Pauanui
doesn't
Community Office.
disappear in the retained earnings.
How much nothing for the Belfour Woodland, none of the Spirit of
The printed book. Okay,
367.
you can probably put that up
Community
$50 if you want
Yeah,
to.
we'll
Two
put that
thousand
up.
now for the Pauanui.
You gave them 500.
And
We'll give them
yeah,
550 and then put that $47 into the retained earnings.
Okay.
And I shall keep an eye to make sure.
Give them the
that-
97 bucks. I'm not coming to your
You
Christmas.
you want to give them the $97 and just.
Yeah, just
My
think a lot.
God, give them you can come with me
Give them a
to
lot.
Thames or-
Okay.
Okay, you up for that?
Tairua Residents
We have a
Ratepayers.
surplus of $97 and they're advocating that we give it to the booklet. The A to Z.
Yes.
647 then.
To the what?
To the booklet.
To the
Yeah.
A to Z booklet.
The A to Z booklet.
Yeah,
Oh, the eight is that.
Number 11.
and nobody's
If they
allowed to
if they
leave
grizzle, I'll make up for 3 months.
or die at Tairua, for the next
That will
3
make
years.
that-
Right.
So that the booklet
So that's
stays the same.
$597 to the Tairua resident ratepayers, and that makes the total exactly 37,000.
That does it.
So we move.
Are you all happy?
Yes.
Bloody
Thank you.
hell.
Right.
It's a good teamwork.
Don't forget, if you ever,
Can I just,
anybody wins the Powerball, donate.
What would you want to win, Powerball?
Can I just ask through the chair, Eileen, was there any that were grants that were carrying over, flowing over?
Yeah, so that was I'll put them in your notes there, so that was only the Tairua Hall, remember there was a small amount from the Tairua Hall that they carried over. The Pauanui Marathon was about $12 they
Yeah.
carried over, and the other one was the, there was 3 of them.
Was
They carried it
it
over because they didn't spend.
Tairua-Pauanui half marathon, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Pauanui Half
So
Marathon.
we moved and seen it.
Oh, sorry.
Even
Kieran French
August, we had too much money.
Through the chair, can I say thank you very, very much to Eileen and staff who put all of this together and it gave us some really, really good information to make decisions on.
You can say that, well done.
Yeah, I really would like that noted in the minutes, Mr. Chair, because that's what we need.
Yes.
This is waste paper collection needs.
Yeah,
Take
exactly.
it back into the ground.
There's a bloody.
So the resolution is that we received the Tairua-Pauanui Community Board grant, 2020-21 report, and we confirm or decline the allocation of the community grant funding from the 2020-21 community grants budget. So can I have a move and second?
Yeah.
And all in favour?
Aye.
None abstains or against? Thank you.
Okay, Terry, the other one that was retained was Tairua Troubadours, and they haven't made the application this time.
Yeah,
Their event's been put off for the end of the year.
Okay, thank you for that.
3.1. Tairua-Pauanui commercial operators licences on the road to council reserves. 1 July through to 30 June 2022.
So Derek has asked me to answer any questions, so if you've got any.
Can I make another comment? This is this last, but we pulled together comments on actions. Is that what we discussed?
No, we're doing
No, we're on
the
the commercial operators.
3.1.
Oh, right.
There's only one, isn't
Yeah.
there? One application.
Through the chair, I think that was a good decision last time, allowing Derek that meeting at time and more. Because it's obviously right throughout the area they own, there's people coming out of COVID. The applications to have beach or.
Can I ask through the chair, has this food truck been here before?
No, so this one hasn't, but there has been a commercial concession at Moorvalley Point before. They had the wood fire pizza there for a couple of years, several years.
2-3 years.
Was it the same guy?
So this is a different person. That guy sold the wood fire pizzas. The new operators of the wood fire pizzas choose to have a commercial concession there. So there hasn't been a concession there for, I think, 2 years.
And you happy with the hours 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. till 9 at night? You happy with those?
Yeah, Derek team didn't have an issue with it. Yeah. So unless the Pauanui people have an issue with it.
I suppose.
And while will still allow space for people, because I do know that lots of families watch their children swimming down in that area there.
So jumping down the sand dunes.
The only thing that I would say is that we make sure that they do the commercial concessions do provide their own bins and remove all rubbish, because I know when the wood fire pizzas were there, we had an issue with the rubbish.
Oh, and if they ask,
Overflowing the public bins.
and through the chair, are they going to put any signage up?
Well, part of their concession will be that the signage can only be where their concession is.
Yes.
And will they extend to tables and chairs like they did the last time and got wider?
If that's not what they've applied for, then they would have to come back and ask for that.
Right.
My only notes I had there was that the disposal of rubbish and the noise. I guess council will cover that, in their,
And the conditions of the consent, yep.
so. Are there any other discussions on that application? Nothing. So can I move the resolution that we received the Tairua-Pauanui commercial operators licence on the road of public places, including the beaches and council reserves, 1 July through to 30 July 22?
Didn't the surf school apply for it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but that, it's paid and they're going.
No, then it's something.
Yeah.
You happy to move that?
And two, we recommend to council that the following licences be issued to operate the commercial activities on or over the council beaches and reserves in the Tairua-Pauanui ward for a term of 2 years, from 1 July 20 through to 30 June 22. Gather and Roam Limited. At Royal Point to operate a food truck, Monday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Can I have a mover and seconder for that, please?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Two, all in favour?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
And the children do need lunches when they get out of the swim.
Yeah, or something off the wharf down there amongst the boats, all right?
But they used to swim too.
Well, item 4.1, action schedule update.
That's the one where I'd like to
Can we
say.
have a move and seconder for discussion? Yep. Here, seconder.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'd also like to make off my letter through the chair. I'd also like to thank our manager for the really neat report put together on that and what's been done. It's
Well
a
done,
sort of-
here.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that's really neat because it lets us see what's happening. That
What
report,
about the action schedule?
that report, action sheet. I'd like to say thank you.
Thanks, Anne.
Right.
I think that's the sort of thing we do need.
So, we're going to go through that. We'll go through that.
Anything that needs.
There's only 3 things.
We need a shed.
So you've only got 3 that are open and then 4 being, that's really.
Right. Any, no discussion?
This may be the one about Murray Snook and the long-term plan requires a follow-up on the suggested land already as a plan for the long-term plan for the parking for the CBD.
Okay, so so in your long-term plan, there was a project already in there for the parking at the bank here to be formed into a car park.
Mhm.
So Murray came along to the last meeting and asked for a remembrance wall, because as you can see, the one out there is just in front of the church.
Yeah.
So they didn't really say where they would like another wall, but it would be, if that was the area that they were talking about, I just wanted to bring it to your attention that it's already in your long-term plan discussion for this afternoon.
Thank you.
I think that's important.
So it's just a discussion, wasn't it? You're putting into our notice really, that in some years to come,
Because I think
people
it,
keep popping off, we're going to need another wall.
yeah, from memory, he said that this one would be okay for 5 to 6 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
he said that in the meeting too.
There's been no further discussion of resolution is that the Tairua-Pauanui Community Board receives the Tairua-Pauanui Community Board Action Schedule Update Report dated 14 July So have a move and a second, please.
Yep.
Thank you. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Yes. Thank you. Then on 4.2, members' reports. Councillor Walker, is that taking that off? Please.
Certainly. Not much to report. Happy with the progress that's going on with the board going forward and long-term plan discussions. We've had quite robust discussions in council, and we look forward to preparing those plans over the next month or so. And the other one is the selection of the coastal panels, which will be quite a big issue for the community, as you'll hear today. So hopefully when they get signed up and found out who they are, that we can start that process off through AMON's little world. So
It's the shoreline.
shoreline management plans, yeah.
I wonder when that was, the second law out, or when that was going to rear its head.
Yes, it's part of a 3-year plan, and they're sort of into the second year, and this is when this is really the consultation part of the program. And talking to the people first, and then bringing you up into a higher level, then maybe incorporating regional council to come and have a look at what's happened after we've had discussion, rather than the other way around. So it's quite a new way of looking at it, and they obviously have brought iwi on board, so that here will go up to iwi and TCDC and then communicate across into WRC. So that's kind of where the plan is. We need to connect those dots at the top, but this is the first stage, which will be very good to get the local knowledge and some expertise people around the table talking the talk.
Yeah.
So look forward to it. There is one going to be appointed here. There's 3 councillors appointed on the panel to join the panel, selection panel. And I'm one, Tony Fox is one, and Robin Sinclair.
Sinclair,
Yeah, it was the other. So they're going to get together in early September and have that discussion. See where it goes. That's all from me. Thank you.
Harry?
Yeah. Well, as you're aware, we had quite a weather event in the last few weeks and so. And I checked on the Allen Close several times during high tides and after the rain and everything. And I never saw any issues of flooding at all. I've been told there was some in the street at times, but they just cleared around the drains and away it went. My opinion is it just needs some preventative maintenance every now and again, every year or so, clear some of the drains out down on the south end of the South End Reserve. But that's just my opinion, but I never saw any flooding at all there. And it's and also down at the South End Reserve, I'm very pleased with what Lou Mackel and his helpers have done there with the barbecue tables and the clearing of the reserve. They've made it really good.
That's for the Freedom Campus, isn't it?
That's where the Freedom Front campus go, yeah.
I can bring a caravan.
Again, a bit concerned about the Waterways Parade, that, erosion what's going on down there. I've had no feedback of anybody as regards.
Yeah, Waterways Parade.
Yeah, well, the look, I thought it goes over that footbridge up to Ajax Head. The Waterways Parade there, that's getting quite, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
the drain, it goes across the drain.
Yeah. I apologise for not attending the men's meeting at Tairua. I had a bit of a emergency, family emergency at the time, 4 hours before I was due to set out, so I couldn't go at the last minute. So I look forward to reading what's happening there. Looking forward to the June planting in September. My name's down for that, and hopefully we'll get some of the people what were here earlier on attended the side of it. I attended the Pauanui Library AGM, and as you're all aware, the library here is They're all run by volunteers and they make a hell of a good job of it. And I think that's about it. Just like, thank you for Eli for the Tairua-Pauanui lane name changing in Crets Valley. Thank you very much.
Oh, the new sign's up, is it?
Yeah.
So did his casting.
No, it was supposed to. It
Right.
wasn't followed up, but the,
Right.
so it's done now.
Has it always been spelled wrong?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be, the spelling of it is supposed to be the same as the stream.
it's been spelled how you pronounce it, Tairua-Pauanui, and it's now this funny motorways.
Oh, it's sort of
New
taken
Zealand
Rory.
Geographic's board team at the end of the day. What
Yeah,
it's
Rory.
about.
Well,
You'll see these.
Okay. Anne, you're up next.
I wrote it and I sent it.
Oh, you
I
did.
seem to have been roaring around ratepayer meetings, invited. I've been to 2 meetings as our council week on the Heritage Society meeting, and I put there that they're doing extremely well in the grant application for the next Heritage grant. And they're also doing a wonderful job of the cemetery records book that they're putting together and heritage panels. And they now have a married advisor on the committee as well, Brett Blind, so that's cool. Hikawai Hall, neat group, they've varnished that lovely carrier floor. The inside walls have been painted, the entrance door has finally been repaired, a little bit out of kilter, but it got repaired during COVID-19, and I understand that the President's going to get in touch with council, etc. One issue they have got there, particularly during the Christmas holidays, unknowns love to do wheelies in the car park and have broken windows several times, which the group replaced. And could council even put a sticker or a board or something to stop the young hoons coming in and doing wheelies during Christmas break?
Most of them can't read.
Yeah, they can't read. So we have to have, a board. I'm not saying a signboard. And I'm not saying big nails or anything like that, just something, but can, council talk to them. Pauanui ratepayers and residents, both Pauanui and Tairua have similar issues. They like to be, having to put into things like community plans, long-term plans, annual plans before it's suddenly produced to them. They comment after, but it's more consultation. And you did hear this morning in the public forum their comments on it. They would like to, have more input at that beginning stage. And they've got issues too. They want to know a bit more about rockabilly. I think, Terry, you raised it last week at council, and it's also a thing that's going backwards and forwards. They've got a big lot of issues. One of the issues was the Kennedy Park Adventure Playground, and there's a whole lot of emails gone backwards and forwards from them over that over the last 9 months. So, and also Tairua resident ratepayers, they'd like to have more input at the beginning stages. The planting I forwarded on to both ratepayer groups, and Pauanui ratepayers are working with Tanya Patrick closely. Tairua wondered why they weren't having one, so I told one of the members of the Tairua ratepayers to get in touch with Tanya Patrick too, who's organising the plantings right up the coast. Advocacy, our Tairua Surf Club was awarded Surf Club of the Year. That's pretty good. Volunteers again doing a huge role. Flooding hotspots, that's the name I give it. It's the hotspots like the bridge near Prescott's. It comes towards Settlement Road. Somebody's put a platform underneath their floor in Ocean Beach Road so that they can do some potting. Gordon's absolutely delighted that he's now going to have a meeting on the 20th. So, you know, there are hotspots and sometimes, and I understand up Hikuai, that Puketui Valley, they had an idea of when the road is closed because of flooding, particularly up Puketui, people were still trying to get up Puketui. So put a sign up saying the water's this high, don't go. Beach restoration planting, that's an issue on everyone's tongues. Skateboard park, all sorts of different versions, including money that we could spend on it, up to 2 million. And, you know, the phone and the approach is hot with people with their virgins. Communication, my feeling is that sometimes one of the biggest problems is that communication. Who do we get in touch with? I know that if there's a drainage problem immediate, we can get in touch with, you know, that request service online thing. But all up and down, we need better communication and finding our way around a council website. Some people are really good at, you know, internet and finding our way around, and some are quite confused. And one of the things that I felt helpful, I just fire on the newsletter and with a link to the page, so that they can just get straight there. Because it is a very confusing website and we're all still getting to learn it. That's it for me.
Search engine was bloody hopeless. Not for me. Anyway, okay. I attended a Medshed meeting over in Tairua. And I attended a recent Ratepayers Association meeting, which I think we're sharing around a bit. Gave a report on the St John's and the AMBO officer moving away. We're not having a permanent AMBO officer. I've talked to dozens of people about this skate park. The general consensus seems to be Federal Reserve is the pick of them, so we need to sort something out about that. I've took a tour of the Pauanui cycle trail, and we discussed the problems they're having out there. And I've got to say that what they've done so far is a pretty good job. I think it's been marvellous. I'd also like to congratulate Stuart Arnold from Grady White on the inaugural boat show this weekend. Man, they expected 5,000 people through the door, and by about 3 o'clock yesterday, I think they said they'd given away 8,000 brochures.
That's right.
Yeah, so no, it was a huge success.
And 7,500 on Saturday.
Yeah, no, it was huge.
And one.
Yeah.
And one.
Yeah.
You were the one.
You were the
Yeah,
one.
I was the confrontation.
They saw you at the big cross.
Yeah, I heard you, Grizzle.
Did you quiz with you, Warren?
In fact, if we wouldn't have ladies here, I'll tell you what he told me.
He got his pedigree back, don't worry about that.
It was extremely well done.
I think it's great for the Tairua community, for the winter economy.
Yeah.
You know, it's brought a lot of people to town.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to extend the condolences to Lance and Tracy and their family for the murder of their son. In the near 40 years I've lived in Tairua, I've never seen anything like it. It's just absolutely astounding.
Yeah.
And I think that things are only going to get worse. We need to chase the cops up, the police up, to make sure we've got policemen on duty more often. At the moment, we've got one, and he's on light duties. Well, technically he's on full time, but he's torn the ligament in his shoulder. He can use one arm pretty much. So, you know, we need to probably be looking at police command to chase them up and make sure that the community gets some decent cover. I think it's an easy job being in Tairua, or being in Tairua-Pauanui, but you're kind of out on a limb, and you're backing up Whangamata that are understaffed and Woodianga that's understaffed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they need to. I've actually talked with PJ and Dylan about it. It certainly needs to be perked up a bit.
Is PJ still around?
PJ, no, he's moved to Hamilton. Because of the load here,
Yeah.
he has gone into youth
Yeah, it is.
in Hamilton. And he's still living in Tairua, but he's moved away. See, that's the thing, I was talking to him one day over the COVID, and he did 19 hours in one day. You know, that's a pretty big ask for anybody.
Yeah.
And you're only getting paid 8. They don't get time and lieu. You know, it's just, you know, that's how I know you get a, what was it called, rural station or something, allowance. But it doesn't cover anything like that. So, yeah. So that's sort of me.
All right. Yeah, well, just to follow up on that, I thought Terry might have mentioned the little meeting we had with the Corrie Park group.
I sleep it to you.
Where? Yeah.
Which group, Brookie?
The Corrie Park Protection, call them what you like, Society.
Oh, yeah.
Some 250 members, I understand. So we had our get together. There was Terry, myself, and Eileen, and Ross, and about 6 or 8 of them. And it was as I predicted. We got absolutely nowhere with them. There was a lawyer, Scott Blackwood, who continually just waved his legal document in our faces, basically the whole time. So I knew it was going to be a waste of time, and it was a waste of time. You have to agree on it.
Well, it was good to listen, but it made us rethink about where we're going.
It's
I don't think
it's historic. So yeah, hopefully we can negotiate something down at PP, but we really need to move on this. I know previous community boards have been saying the same things. I have a concern. We have a major water leak. Now, behind the shops, behind the flock shop. Now, I've been on to council, Misty from
She's in customer service.
customer services. We've turned for a few emails, and they've virtually said, and come back said, it's not our problem, it is
Yes, Kevin's talked to me about that.
Good, is he going to do something?
Yeah.
Because there's been, I don't know how many thousands of litres of water going down that road.
I think it's going into the ground, isn't it?
It's running down the asphalt, pumping out of the ground,
Yes.
and just running down and into the
I
stormwater.
think I've had a quick look at it, and I think somebody's put a great big concrete pad
Yes,
there.
they put a slab
And they
there
put
with
gas
asphalt.
bottles on. So the concrete pad's gonna have to go.
And Gavin said, it's not my problem, he's gone back to the leasee, and the leasee said, it's not my problem, it's the landlord's problem. So if something's happening, that's very good. The men shed, you're aware that they've got a building to go in?
No,
Oh, well, the last meeting I went to, which I think was
they were talking about the,
ATM,
they were talking about the gym.
yes, and the gym, people that are running the gym in the old ambulance rooms are going to relocate, I understand, over to the marina.
So,
So they've been offered, mentioned, and for the temporary or whatever, they've been offered those rooms to set up lease-free, rent-free, trying to do some maintenance in the rugby club.
Good.
So that's about to happen. As soon as the gym people relocate, that's what I understand.
and that's after the boat show, they're going pretty much so well, I think.
Good. Excellent.
I'm not going to talk about the boat show, so that's.
Excellent.
That's it. We just need a mover and a seconder.
Right, somebody move and second, the members' reports.
I'll move that way.
Table, we received, thank you, all in favour?
Can I just ask a quick question? The opening of the water treatment plant, I never made, has it been?
No.
No.
Not
You
yet.
can connect
I
to-
can't get to it, so it's planned to, does everybody go?
Yes, it's got a date, it's,
I can't actually recall.
It's,
20,
20 something, I'm actually going to be
25th
away.
ago.
And who's cutting the ribbon?
Good question.
Sandra Gurley, we got an
Sandra
invitation.
Gurley?
Yes,
Sandra Goonies, you go.
she's coming.
so,
she's
yeah.
Kirsten Richmond is
Yeah, she's organised.
organising the opening.
Is Sandra gonna come across the hill?
Yes, she
Really?
is. She
Oh,
is.
she's due
Are we going to
to,
go for parking around there?
she's due to attend the community board meeting, surely.
What day is it?
What about
I think it's
parking around
25th,
this?
so I'll just-
Sorry?
For this opening day, the water
That's
treatment.
the-
Yeah.
It's on
How
the
about
27th.
No, you walk up the hill, mate, you park down on the hill and walk up the hill.
It's on the 27th of August.
I don't think there'll be that many cars there, just park on the road.
26th.
Yeah.
You just go to terrace and you'll find somewhere to park.
Turn right, yeah, it's a dead end, so
Turn right.
turn right,
Turn
come
left,
in,
left at the, don't you?
yeah, but go up here and turn right,
Then turn right.
towards the beach.
Yeah, we went to it when we were given
Yeah,
a tour just
right.
before Christmas. Yeah,
Just about remember it, vaguely.
and it's all
We-
state of the art.
I don't know, I haven't got it on my calendar.
Twenty.
Oh, I do.
It's on the, oh,
His calendars get full, mate.
It's 22nd of August if it's a Tairua.
22nd.
22nd of August.
27th of August.
10:30 a.m.
Cupcakes and coffee and teas.
Oh,
Gee, Donny, no, just lots of water. Hydrate.
It's a tea party. Yes,
Should I close it?
yes. So, yeah, I move us into the close meeting.
We don't.